What's going on YouTube? Spitfire here. I'm going to do a little deck profile for you guys after I went to a local. Went 2-2, 4 rounds, best of 3. A little disappointed, but you know, Vanguard's pretty balanced, so I mean, it can't be that disappointed. I'm just disappointed because I made a mistake. I could have gone 3-1. I really felt like, and possibly 4-0 if I was playing perfectly. But the more I play this deck, the more I realize it's complicated and hard to play. So let's go over my deck list and what I use for the tournament. Okay. So these are all optional right here, and this is my exact deck list that I use. I'm running 6 draw, 6 crit, obviously 4 heal. So pretty standard for Oracle Tsukiyomi builds. I feel I'm pretty happy with it right now. I don't think I'm going to change it. 6 and 6 is pretty good. I did 8 crit to start off when I first started playing this deck, and it just doesn't work very well with the winning image of the deck. I feel like the draws are better. Just get extra cards in your hand for defense, but you know, then again, criticals do give you that 10k shield. But I feel like I'm gonna stick with 6 and 6 for right now. All right, so we'll start at the top. I did put in 1 security guardian for a little extra defense. I mean, again, this is really optional, but anyway, I'll go through it all once and then I'll put comments on it. 2 cocoa, 1 milk, 3 red eye, 3 CEOs, 4 full moon, 4 half moon, 4 crescents, obviously the 1 godhawk, 4 perfect guards, Battle Sister chocolate, 3 silent toms, 4 Gemini. Now, these cards right here, the Security Guardian, the 2 Cocos, the Milk, are really just total preference. And you'll notice I'm not running any of the Oracle Guardian Blue Eyes, which I'm probably going to start testing out. Anyway, back to the tournament and the results with this deck. The first match that I played was against a Kagero. It wasn't a Lockkeeper build. It was more of a Vortex Overlord, you know, kind of build. I lost the first match because I decked out. We were both at 5 damage, and I guess, you know, I just ran through my deck. You know, I'm not counting triggers right now. It's something that is hard to do, and I'm working on it. I just need more practice. But anyway, I decked out, both at 5 damage. It was whatever, and then I won the next 2 matches fairly easily. He had ride problems and just problems all around, and I didn't. So I just won pretty easily the next couple of rounds. The next one was after that. I played Royals, as it was against a guy who actually works at the card shop. You know, he's got like 5 different decks. He's just playing Royals today. He's a good player. He knows a lot about the game. More about me, much more experienced than me. He's almost there every week that I see him, so I'm sure he's been playing for a while. I beat him the first turn, first match, first game, whatever you want to call it, and yeah, I can't really say too much about it. The first game, I can't really remember it too much. It was a long game, as most of my games are, and I can't remember anything special happening in it. The second one, I feel like I messed up on. I got the 2 damage. We were in mid to late game, and I was sitting on a ton of cards in my hand, and I just proceeded to use them as defense, not taking more than 2 damage. I mean, it literally went for 2 or 3 turns at least where I did that. I don't know why I did it. it seemed to bother him a lot. He was really, you know, forever he couldn't do any damage, so it seemed to bother him. So I guess I just kept on doing it. I don't know if it was the best strategy. I mean, maybe I should have just saved it, added some damage, obviously for the extra Tsukiyomi counterblast too. That would have helped me. Obviously, maybe getting heals would have helped me, but the problem I have was, and second game was pretty much the same as the third game was pretty much the same as the second. You know, I didn't do the same thing where I was just defending and defending when I had no damage, but I don't think I got a lot of perfects for the third game. And Royals it's kind of a weird deck to me. They're very strong. They have a very good hand advantage. Who's using a Gilead version, by the way? I should have mentioned that in the beginning. But they have such a card advantage if they get their rides. It's pretty much like a Tsukiyomi build. You have that ride chain, and it's really a big pain in the ass because not only do they have this good card advantage with the rides, but they have all these extra abilities. They have I can't remember what it was. If it was a Blaster Blade, I think it was. He has a counterblast ability that gets rid of a rear guard, which he's using to get rid of my Silent Toms, which is ridiculous. So they have card advantage, hand advantage, a ability to get rid of rear guards, and this huge field swarming ability. They're just so hard to deal with. I don't think, unless you play really well or he misplays, I don't think you can win if he gets his rides off unless you set up a trigger stack with Silent Tom. I think that's the way you're going to have to beat a Royal. You're going to have to play extremely well, no mistakes, and try your best to set up that trigger stack. Again, I did win the first match, messed up a little bit on the second one, so I definitely had a shot. It's nothing like it was completely, you know, I had no chance of winning. Both decks are very good. I just feel like Royals are so strong. They have, like I said again, card advantage, field advantage, and these crazy abilities, not crazy, but an ability to get rid of a rear guard, which I was probably putting my Toms way too early. That's why he was able to do that. So it was another kind of a misplay on my part as well. And the third match I played was against Nightflux, actually, who was, I think, 1-1 at the time. He was playing his Spike Brothers deck, first time playing with it in the tournament. And I beat him 2-0. I don't think it's... I think Oracles has a kind of advantage against Spike Brothers to begin with because we have defense and they're pretty much an all-out offense deck, and we're able to put up the defense when they're counterblasting and limit breaking. But he missed his rides, I think, 2 turns in a row. I think even on the second turn he couldn't get a grade 1 forever, so it was pretty much an auto win for me at that point. The first game, actually, I missed one of my rides as well, 2 times I think. I think I just skipped and decided to use like a Crescent Moon's ability again, or whatever ride I missed, to check for the ride chain. I didn't get it, so I said screw it. I think I rode with whatever grade 2 it was, and I ended up getting a CEO, and I rode her, and he put me at 5 damage, and I was still soul charging with Red Eye and Psychic Birds, and I realized I was at 5 damage, and I could use CEO's whatever you call it, the Soul Blast counterblast, Soul Blast 8 counterblast. Sorry.